What does it take to stand tall when the world tries to push you down? In the heart of a small southern town, where whispers of the past still lingered in the air, Marcus Tate faced that question head-on. It was a humid evening, the kind where the cicadas sang louder than reason, and the streetlights flickered like hesitant stars. Marcus, a 34-year-old mechanic with a gentle smile and calloused hands, walked home from his shop, his step steady but his heart heavy. He'd lived in Oak Ridge his whole life, yet the weight of eyes on him never eased eyes that judged before they saw. That night, Officer Daniel Hargrove, a man whose badge gleamed brighter than his conscience, spotted Marcus crossing the town square. Hargrove had a reputation, one built on sneers and selective enforcement. To him, Marcus was a target, not a neighbor. "Hey, boy," Hargrove called, his voice slicing through the dusk. A small crowd gathered, drawn by the promise of drama. Marcus stopped, his shoulders squared, knowing this wasn't about a broken taillight or a missed stop sign. It was personal. It was always personal. Hargrove's flashlight beam danced across Marcus's face, a deliberate attempt to blind and belittle. "Where you headed in such a hurry?" he sneered, stepping closer. "Got something to hide?" The crowd murmured, some nodding, others shifting uncomfortably. Marcus's voice was calm but firm. "Just going home, officer. Long day." Hargrove laughed, a sharp, ugly sound. "Home? You sure you belong here?" The words hung heavy, a challenge wrapped in venom. Marcus's jaw tightened, but he held his ground, his silence louder than any retort. The officer's taunts grew bolder, each one a jab meant to provoke. He demanded Marcus empty his pockets, knowing full well there was nothing to find. The crowd's murmurs grew louder, some jeering, others whispering doubts. Marcus complied, his movements slow and deliberate, revealing only a worn wallet, keys, and a photo of his daughter, Lila. Hargrove snatched the photo, holding it up like a trophy. "This yours? Didn't think you'd have a kid to disappoint." The crowd's laughter stung, but Marcus's eyes never left Hargrove's. He was a man who'd learned to carry pain without breaking. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A soft voice cut through the tension like a breeze. "That's enough, Daniel." It was Miss Clara, the town's elderly librarian, stepping forward from the crowd. Her frail frame belied the fire in her eyes. Clara, who'd taught Marcus to read when he was a boy, who'd seen every soul in Oak Ridge at their best and worst, wasn't just a bystander tonight. "You don't know this man's heart," she said, her voice trembling with conviction. "But I do. And you're shaming yourself, not him." The crowd fell silent, her words a mirror they couldn't ignore. Hargrove faltered, his smirk fading. But the real shift came moments later. A sleek black car rolled up, its tires crunching against the gravel. The crowd parted as Governor Elena Wright stepped out, her presence commanding and unexpected. She'd been passing through Oak Ridge on a low-profile visit, but word of the commotion had reached her driver. Governor Wright, a black woman who'd risen through the ranks with grit and grace, surveyed the scene. Her eyes locked on Marcus, then Hargrove, and finally the crowd. "Officer," she said, her voice steady but sharp. "You wear that badge to serve, not to degrade." Hargrove stammered, his authority crumbling. Turning to the crowd, she continued, "This man Marcus Tate is your neighbor, your friend, a father. He's not the problem here. You are, if you stand by and let this happen." Her words weren't loud, but they carried the weight of truth. The crowd shifted, some looking away, others nodding slowly, as if waking from a trance. Governor Wright approached Marcus, handing him back his daughter's photo. "I'm sorry," she said softly, her eyes meeting his. "This isn't who we should be." Marcus nodded, his throat tight. For the first time that night, he felt seen not as a threat, but as a man. The crowd began to disperse, some muttering apologies, others slipping away in shame. Hargrove, stripped of his bravado, retreated to his cruiser, his flashlight dimmed. As Marcus walked home, the cicadas still sang, but their song felt different now, less oppressive, more like a pulse of hope. He clutched Lila's photo, thinking of the world he wanted for her. One where courage outshone cruelty, where a single voice, but Clara's or the governor's scood, turned the tide. Oak Ridge wasn't perfect, but tonight, it had taken a step. And so had Marcus, unbroken, unbowed, and undeniably human. Indy.